So you've really been a pioneer in a number of different aspects of sort of urban adaptation to climate change. And so I wanted to ask you a little bit about your experience and what you think other cities, particularly those in developing countries, can learn about how they can make changes within their cities, what sort of innovations and innovative practices they might be able to look at.
Well, I think in Latin America, one of our greatest challenges, but also opportunities, has to do with mobility. And this is also what is impacting our emissions and our climate action programs. So we really have to push forward in renovating and modernizing our public transport. So Mexico City, in this sense, I think has really put a very good example with our BRT lines, but also with our bike sharing system and all our bike infrastructure. Because of course, when you talk about Mexico City, the first thing that comes to mind is maybe traffic, many cars, and yes, we have 5.5 million vehicles in the metropolitan area, but 80% of our population still uses public transport. So that is why it's so important for us to invest in public transport as an indicator not only of quality of life, but also as a means to reduce our greenhouse emissions.
Great. And what do you think other cities can sort of take from what you've done? How have you been able to make some of these changes to direct investments to your public transportation systems? There's many other cities out there who have huge challenges with traffic and urban growth and how they're planning cities. How did you accomplish those things in Mexico City, and what can others do as they're trying to tackle these issues?
Well, I think without a doubt, one of the main issues is political will to get things done. So once you have the political will behind your public policies, it's much easier to implement. And that's why I would go back to all our bike infrastructure design, how we've grown all our bike infrastructure, and how now we are the fourth largest system worldwide regarding our public bike system, which is integrated into our city card. So with one card you can use the metro system, your BRT lines, your public bike sharing system, the parking facilities, and that really helps to get people to do intermodal trips, which is what we're looking for. More trips, but with less cars.
You know, one of the things as we look ahead is that we're certainly seeing a lot of urban growth, a real move into cities from rural areas. We're seeing it increasingly also in Africa, where the majority of populations has been rural until now. How do you think cities can be thinking creatively about how to absorb that population growth, about how to build the systems that are necessary?
Well, we know that cities will continue to grow in the near and long term. And we will have a higher demand for all the services within the cities, living, jobs, transportation. So I really think we have to put our mind to transport-oriented development, which means sustainable development, and which can also reflect in a city's how competitive a city is economically. And this all comes within like green growth. But we really need to focus more on transport-oriented development so people have public transport nearby and they can really just maybe use their cars for the weekends when they're going out of the city, but not for their daily commuting.